Welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing? And in today's video we are taking a quick little look at the Model 7 AVO meter. That was manufactured from 1936 to 1986, and prior to being the AVO 7 it was actually known as the AVO meter 50. And what we want to look at specifically with this one is the batteries that it utilised. Just before we do look at them, I will show you how to date an AVO meter. So if we zoom in there, hopefully you can see the serial number down here along the side, which is number 39946-A-353. The last 3 or 4 digits on the end here after the A denote the month and year of manufacture. So 353 would be March 1953, and that's how you work out the manufacturing date of these instruments. Back with the batteries themselves, they live in the top of the meter. Zoom back out. You see that way. We have a battery cover here, and we can clip him off on these 2 screws, and he comes away, and you can see the battery compartment down here. And this one has actually been modified, so they've put a 1.5 volt battery that is connected across these 2 connections that would normally sit down in here, but they've replaced that with a AA cell holder, and then just wired it on. And then our 4 connections, hopefully you can see them just there, they would take 2 4.5 volt batteries in series to give 9 volts. Instead they've put a PP3 battery holder, which PP3s weren't available till 1956 I believe, so right before the age of these instruments, so therefore it used the 4.5 volt batteries that were available. But as you can see with this one, a little black wire snapped off, which kind of happens with these things unfortunately. You do sometimes see bits of foam shoved in there, so you can put the battery and support it with those to give it a bit more support. But I just thought I'd return this meter back to fully original as best as I can, because it does have the original battery holder cover that you saw there, and it is a fully functioning instrument. So we'll just shove him to the back at this moment in time. And then the batteries that this unit would use, these are 2 old genuine Everready batteries. The Everready 1662 here is the 1.5 volt battery that would fit down inside here. It slides inside there just like that. So the R1662 is actually a specialist battery. It was used by the military a lot, which the AVO 7 was used extensively by the RAF because it's a high sensitivity meter, specifically used for radio servicing originally, which obviously the military used a lot of, but also used a lot on radar circuits as well. Had a lot of shunts and different voltage dividers that you could use on higher voltages and higher currents, specifically manufactured for it. So the R1662 is actually no longer available now. There is no replacement battery. At the time there was the Siemens Brothers Type T cell, which was their version of this, and you could use that, but both of those are discontinued and you can no longer get hold of them. On the other hand, the 1289, the 4.5 volt battery, this was used more extensively, used in some telephones. I believe it's used a lot in torches. Police torches had it at the time, and it is still used today. Bicycle lamps are a big use of the 1289 cell as well. And you can still buy this, not as an Everready because they're no longer available, but this is an Energizer Type 3R12, an exact copy of the Everready battery there, 4.5 volts. So you can still buy these. They're not widely available in my little town. I have to send away for them and get them online. But if you lived in a big city, you might well find a store that does actually stock these if there's more use for them. So these are available, but obviously not as Everready. However, if you have a little scrounge around on the likes of eBay, you can find replica Everready batteries that people make. These are just 3D printed units, and then you install a modern battery cell inside them. So our Everreadys here, I've got 2 of them to fit inside, and they are actually 3 A cells in series and a bespoke little battery holder put in this 3D printed container with the battery tabs there, and then this cardboard sleeve made to go around them, and pretty much shows a good replication of the 1289 there. The labelling is a little bit different, but it depends on the age. The labels did change with the age of the batteries. So oh, it's got 3R12 there, made in France. Destroy. So that's the 3R12 replica, and then the R1662, there's another replica there. You can see, put the same size, we've got the lead coming out for the negative and a little brass terminal for the positive. This one again slides out and it takes a standard type C. The only thing I will say is this was a little bit of a swine to get in and out. You see the spring is really compressed, so it could actually do with being made, the receptacle being made a little bit larger for the battery, or the spring being cut down. It's quite hard to get that one in and out, but it does do the job. So those two are there, and we'll see 1.5 volt will fit in quite nicely into my AVO meter here, so that will work. But what I'll need to do is go and get this desoldered and these battery tabs cleaned up here. So we have desoldered our connections there. I'm not sure how well you can tell, just with a soldering iron and solder sucker, and then with some wick just to take the rest of the solder off as best as I can. They're not too bad. We have removed our little AA battery holder there. We have installed our R1662 cell, and these wires do actually have, or the terminals I should say, do have a little cage clamp. Don't know how well you can see that. The smallest of little cage clamps. So they are wired for, or they're made for wire connections, I should say. It's probably the best phrase. However, I don't know what the official or as made wire was for the positive terminal. You can see there is a cable coming off the battery for the negative, which is obviously wire, and we can wire onto. I've seen a similar sort of arrangement, just wire at both ends for the positive terminal. I've also seen little crimp connections as well, which is what I've made up here. If you want to tighten these up, you need a BA spanner set. This is a 6BA nut, I think, is on there. So use them to tighten up. And that's that one all installed when we get on our positive terminal there. So it looks like we're going to need to widen the eyelet out for this one here. Do a little bit. So there. So that's our 1.5 volt cell installed. So now we need our two 4.5 volt cells. And they should just slide in, he says. And then that's both our batteries installed. So somehow or other, let's see if we can set this up to show you some resistance readings. Up to 1000, reading to DC. Okay, so go over there. I can now adjust this for. So you have to play about with the P and the R until you get a balanced reading at 0 for both of these, which is around about there by the looks of that. So that's that one zeroed out, and then for our 1 mega ohms we can zero out there. We have to use the Q here. So you leave the P and the R as they were, and then play with the Q. The Q you have to lift up lock it in place, and then turn it, and then after you set that, once you finish using the 1 mega ohm range, you then just flip it back to its normal position. So every time you use the 1 mega ohm range on the AVO 7, you have to set that Q dial. So now we need to go and find some resistors, don't we? So we found our decade box out, which should be if we are on 1 mega ohm range. So if I switch this to 500k, don't know how well you're going to be able to see the dial, unfortunately. And itself, so 500k is there. Yeah, it's just slightly moved, isn't it? Let us go to 50k then. Now 50k, looks like we're reading slightly high. We've moved over to here. Let's get it around 10k. 10k gets them right over there. And for a 10k we are here 99, really just slightly under. But it's not bad given it's a 70-year-old instrument. That's pretty good. Let's just go back to our 10,000 ohm scale, which we no longer zeroed. We need to take the Q off. Got to do that. We are zeroed now, so 10k should hardly give any deflection whatsoever, which it doesn't. And then let's go 1k. Reading slightly high. We're reading right over there on the 1k. Need to sort out somehow or other a way to show you this in another video. This it's 500 ohms. 500 ohms, yeah, reading slightly high again. And then go to 100 ohms. 100 ohms, we are reading, yeah, just fractionally low. 100 ohms, so it's pretty good. So 20, 24, 25 there. We're reading 25 ohms on that one. Halfway in between 20 and 30, but quite hard to actually determine. Those are simulated cells then for our AVO 7 meter, all working all okay. I do tend to prefer this alternative arrangement of using batteries that look alikes for the old style, as opposed to using the PP3 connector soldered in place and the single AA cell there. And there are a number of other different adapters out there available for these AVO 7s. Most of them tend to be homemade kind of things. This is another meter that I've got here. You can see this is the adapter that's screwed into the top here and sat directly on top of the D cell. But you see the big advantage of perhaps these simulated cells, that if you do get a leakage, then that'll be inside this carrier and my meter will actually be protected. Whereas hopefully you can see this one here, the battery cell, the D cell, has corroded away inside there and is now jammed well and truly, and I cannot get it out at this moment in time. It's coming out in bits and pieces. I've tried vinegar in there to dissolve away and then a bit of brutality, but I think that's going to be a lot of work to try and get that out of there if I don't end up breaking the box in the meantime as well, unfortunately. But that's what you get with the newer cells. Again here, I mean this AA set here, you can see this is actually leaked as a brand new battery, which interestingly enough, neither of these two original ones have leaked. There's no leakage whatsoever. I did have a little look around on the Google to see if I can make out how old these were. They don't have dates on them. So these blue Ever-Ready style batteries, they were last manufactured in the UK in 1993 and in France in 1997. So this one is French made, 1997 at the latest. It could be much earlier, of course. And then this one here is probably over 30 years old, but still actually in better condition than some of the modern cells. We'll just put the meter now. This is obviously a digital multimeter I've got going on here, so it's 10 mega ohm loading, and I put this across our battery. See here, we are 3.6 volts. So if you load this up, it will drop a lot lower than that. So it is done for, if you like, but that's still pretty good, isn't it? And then this one here, amazingly enough, is 1.4 volts. Again, if you load it up, if I load it up with the loading of this AVO 7, it does drop the battery voltage off down another 0.3 or 0.4 volts down to 1 volt. But given how old they are, that's pretty impressive to me. But that'll be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you again in the next one.